Let us now study some of the important magnetic properties of materials. So let's go one by one. Okay. The first property is magnetizing field. Okay. So magnetizing field is given by H. Let's take a sample here. This is a sample, and we send some magnetic field here. Okay, with some coil or something or magnet. So let's see the definition here. The magnetic field which is used to magnetize a sample or a specimen is called the magnetizing field. So what field we are giving? Okay, that's called as a magnetizing field. It's a vector quantity. The symbol of that is capital H. The SI unit is ampere meter inverse or meter power minus 1. Okay, so whatever field we are giving, that's called as a magnetic field. We can keep a coil or a bar magnet and we give a magnetic field to this sample here. This we can say specimen. Okay, specimen, or we can say sample also. Okay, next we go to second one, that is a magnetic permeability. Okay, see, all the materials are not equal. Some materials will allow magnetic field to go more easily, some will allow less only. Okay, that is called as a magnetic permeability. As you can see, this is a sample here, and see there are many lines which are going inside. Okay, that means it allows more lines to pass through, more magnetic field lines to pass through. Some will not allow that. Okay, so let's see the definition here. It is a measure of the ability of the material to allow the passage of the magnetic field lines through it. Okay, or measure of the capacity of the substance to take magnetization. Okay, that means sometimes some materials allow to be magnetized more easily. Okay, that one. Or the degree of penetration of the magnetic field through the substance. Okay, how the magnetic field goes into the substance, that is called as magnetic permeability. Okay, there's another definition here. I'll write on that side. Okay, now let us see the continuation of this topic. Okay, here, so let's see relative permeability. Okay, that means we compare how much the magnetic field goes through a material through to that of the magnetic field going in vacuum. Okay, see that suppose we have a material. Okay, draw it here. Let's imagine this is a material here. Okay, some magnetic field is going inside. Okay, say three lines are going inside, but in vacuum, say 4 lines are going. Okay, 4 lines are going there. So this we can compare how much magnetic field goes inside in a material to that of in vacuum. Okay, that's called relative permeability. Okay, we'll see the definition now. The relative permeability mu r, the symbol is mu r, is defined as the ratio between absolute permeability of the medium to the permeability of free space. Okay, absolute permeability means what? How much magnetic field goes into the medium. Okay, to the permeability of free space. That means in free space, that's air or vacuum, how much magnetic field goes inside. Okay, so we have the definition here, a symbol or a formula here. Mu r is equal to mu by mu naught. Okay, so here mu r means relative permeability, mu means absolute permeability. Okay, mu naught is the permeability of free space. Okay, so it's a dimensionless quantity and there is no units because comparison of two like quantities. For free space, air or vacuum, the relative permeability is equal to 1. Okay, now let's go to another concept here. Let us now see what's meant by intensity of magnetization. Okay, so now we'll take a substance here. Okay, any substance has a lot of atoms inside. Okay, so this is an atom we've taken, simple hydrogen atom. Okay, it has one proton and one electron. Okay, this electron is not simply standing there, it will always be moving. As electron moves there, it produces a magnetic field. Okay, and it has a magnetic moment which is a vector quantity. Okay, now let's take an atom here, or let's take a substance here. In a substance there are many millions of atoms. Okay, and they will form a net magnetic moment here. Okay, so let me take this portion here. So what happens is, this portion, all the electrons will be, and the magnetic field will point this side, or the magnetic moment will point this side. In this side it will point this way, here it may point downwards, here it may point this side. Okay, so you can say the net magnetic moment is 0 per unit volume. Okay, so each line we can say is a magnetic moment, and then when you see together, the net magnetic moment will be 0. Okay, now let us see what happens if you keep in a magnetic field. Okay, the same substance I'm keeping in a magnetic field. When you keep in a magnetic field, all the magnetic moments may be going in same direction, or they may partly aligned. Okay, some may go straight, some may turn this way. So let's see definition now. The definition: the net magnetic moment per unit volume is known as the intensity of magnetization or magnetization vector or magnetization. Okay, so net magnetic moment per unit volume. I've written definition here. Okay, or this formula here. So net magnetic moment by volume is called as a magnetization, or you can say intensity of magnetization also, or magnetization vector. Different ways they can say. So let's see the symbol here. Magnetization vector is equal to magnetic moment. Okay, this formula we know, Pm, by volume, that is symbol is V. S unit is ampere meter power minus 1, or you can say ampere per meter. You can say that way also. Okay. Now let us see what will happen for a bar magnet. What's the intensity of magnetization for a bar magnet? I'll continue this side. Now let us continue this side, right side. So let's take a bar magnet. Okay. So for a bar magnet, let's see what happens. So magnetic moment, okay, it's Pm vector is equal to Qm into 2L. This we know. Okay, dipole moment. Okay, and this is a magnetic pole strength into the length. Okay, this total length is 2L. Next we see volume of the magnet will be area into length. Okay, so you see this full length is 2L. Don't think I'm taking twice length. This full length is 2L. Okay, 2 is the full length of the magnet. So when you see, when we have to take modulus of this, okay, to find the volume. So when we find modulus, this one vector term goes away. So we get here 2LA. Next we come to the definition here, magnetic moment or magnetization. Magnetization means magnetic moment by volume. So substitute the formula here. Magnetic moment is this one. Okay, Qm into 2L by the volume will be 2LA. Okay. Now if you take this only the you take magnitude. Okay. Then what happens? The vector symbol goes away. So we get magnetization is equal to Qm into 2L by 2L into A. So 2L cancels. So we get here Qm by A. It means Qm means what? Pole strength by the area. So for a bar magnet, the intensity of magnetization can be defined as the pole strength per unit area. Okay, so this is a pole strength by area. That will give us the magnetization. So if you have a bar magnet, you must know what's pole strength of that, and divide by the area. Then you will get the magnetization. Okay. Let's go to the next concept now. Let us now study magnetic induction. Okay, so now let us take a soft iron bar. Okay, and then we go and send a magnetizing field. Okay, remember H is the magnetizing field. Magnetizing field. Okay, so when you give magnetizing field, okay, what happens is, so you must see the total magnetic induction. Okay, or you can say total magnetic field also. Let's go to definition first now. So the magnetic induction, total magnetic field inside the specimen B vector is equal to the sum of the magnetic field B naught produced in vacuum due to the magnetizing field, and the magnetic field Bm vector due to the induced magnetization of the substance. Okay. See what happens is, when we send the magnetizing field, H is a magnetizing field. Okay, inside they're saying we have a magnetic field, that is B vector. Okay, this is the magnetic field which is produced. B vector is the magnetic field which is produced inside. They say that is equal to 2 fields there. Okay, so we're sending H here. Okay, in vacuum, let's take vacuum here. In vacuum, we see U here. Okay, in vacuum, you'll see we get a magnetic field, that is B naught. Okay, B naught is produced, and then they say inside the thing. Okay, we learned now there are many dipoles there. Okay, like this way. So this will produce another field here. That field we can say that is B M, they say. Okay, there's another magnetic field produced because the dipoles will turn left and right. Okay, so we have to add this magnetic field B naught and then Bm also. Okay, so that's what the equation is here. Okay, so in this case B vector, that is the total magnetic field, is equal to B naught plus Bm. B naught formula, that is a formula there, that's mu naught into H. Okay, H means what? Magnetizing field. This happens in vacuum, this part. Okay, and this happens in the material. So Bm is equal to mu naught into M. So we have to add these two. So what's common here? Mu naught is common here, so we take it out. So B vector is equal to mu naught into H plus M. So in this thing, what happens? B vector, that is a thing, that is a total magnetic field. H means what? H is a magnetizing field. Okay, and M is the intensity of magnetization. Okay, so this terms you must know. This is a very important equation. Okay, then we'll go to the next concept, that is magnetic susceptibility. So let us see the next one. Okay, definition, this magnetic susceptibility. So let's take a sample here and then we send a magnetic field inside. Okay, so different materials allow magnetic field and they respond to magnetic field differently. Okay, some may be attracted more strongly, some may be repelled also. So all that is given by the term magnetic susceptibility. Okay, so let's see the definition now. It is defined as the ratio of the intensity of magnetization M induced in the material due to the magnetizing field. Okay, so what happens is, so we are sending a magnetizing field here. Okay, so inside this we have a magnetization, okay, intensity of magnetization M. Okay, so that ratio to this H, M by H, that is called as the intensity of magnetization. Okay, so it is called as chi. Okay, chi M is equal to magnetizing field. Okay, this is, sorry, intensity of magnetization M by the magnetizing field here. Okay, if we divide these two, we get the term that is magnetic susceptibility. It's a dimensionless quantity. Okay, so it shows that how each metal responds to magnetic field. Okay, so these numbers are not for exam, you need note them down. Okay, just for understanding I'm saying. Okay, material and magnetic susceptibility of some materials. Aluminium 2.3 in 10 power minus 5. Okay, copper minus 0.9 in 10 power minus 5. Diamond minus 2.2 in 10 power minus 5. So we're going to see how each material responds to the magnetic field. Some may be attracted, some may be repelled also. Okay, so for example, iron rod will be attracted by the magnetic field, whereas copper, aluminum will be repelled. Okay, aluminum is repelled by the magnetic field. We'll study about that more in the coming classes. Okay, so this is a term about magnetic susceptibility. It shows how the materials respond to the magnetic field. Okay, so go through the definitions there. Okay, each definition is very important. They may be asked in 2 mark questions there. Okay, thank you for watching.